Floats it down inside the 5. Touchdown, Notre Dame!
In rhythm, on time, plenty of room, and what a throw.
Welcome to College Countdown, presented by Genesis Motor America.
It's a top 20 matchup at Notre Dame Stadium this week as 15th ranked Louisville takes on the Fighting Irish. It is Irish Wear Green game in South Bend. The fans are expecting a great one, over 80,000 plus for this ranked matchup. And no question that this could have playoff implications for Marcus Freeman's squad as they welcome in Jeff Brom in his second season as the head coach at Louisville. And it was a bitter taste that they left in Notre Dame's mouth last season at home. And Notre Dame trying to walk away with a win today. Welcome inside our studio, Maria Taylor alongside Joshua Perry, Chris Sims, and Nicole Auerbach. And let's start with the Notre Dame, who this now becomes a de facto must-win game. And the playoff expansion to 12 teams, it seems like every single week it doesn't matter as much. But for Notre Dame, without a conference championship to play in, this game matters.
And that's the strange part about it. It's so early on in the season to talk about must-wins, but you're exactly right. They have the loss to NIU, which obviously hurts them. And then you mentioned the fact that they can't get an auto bid into the 12-team playoff. I would also make the argument that style points are going to matter because when you start to look at strength of schedule and other metrics, maybe versus a two-loss team from the SEC or Big Ten, Notre Dame's not going to have a leg up in that category either.
But it's important to also remember that Louisville is fighting for a playoff spot as well. They're trying to be a contender, and I think that they can be in the ACC. We just saw a really shaky performance from Miami. We've all been penciling them in. But Jeff Brom took his team to the ACC championship game last year. Tyler Shuck's playing well. We cannot ignore them.
No doubt. Big game for both. You guys laid it out perfectly. Notre Dame, is it fair to ask, I don't really know how good these two teams are?
Sure.
That's kind of how I feel. I mean, Louisville, it's Jacksonville State, it's Austin Peay last week. Little fortunate in how they beat Georgia Tech. Yeah. Notre Dame, we sit here every week and go, can they throw? Can the offense move the ball? So today, I hope we get a little bit better feel of what we got here.
Yeah, and Louisville on the road for the first time this season, and it's a big matchup and top 20 matchup against the Fighting Irish. Now, listen, Paul Burmeister, Jason Garrett, they're keeping their eye on this one. Give us some insight, guys, into this matchup.
Hey, Maria, first of all, I can tell you after back-to-back home games against MAC teams inside the stadium and really around campus all weekend, a much different feeling than we've had earlier this month, and maybe a different mindset for Notre Dame, too.
Yeah, no doubt. You know, Notre Dame under Marcus Freeman has played their best football in games exactly like this. Their backs are against the wall, nationally ranked opponent. Everybody's nervous about Notre Dame, but they've come up big. A couple years ago, they beat Clemson. Last year was USC, and this is the same kind of game. Their sense of urgency gets heightened in these kinds of games. They get a little edgy, and they're going to need that today against Louisville because that edginess, that's what Jeff Brom's program is all about. It's in their DNA. Louisville's going to want to make this a street fight. Scratch and claw for every blade of grass for 60 minutes. Notre Dame better be ready.
There's also the technical side of this, and with a matchup like this, always a lot of interesting games within the game. What has your eye?
Yeah, I can't wait to see this Louisville offense against Notre Dame's defense. Brom's the head coach, but he's also the play caller for Louisville. Al Golden, I think, is the best defensive coordinator in the country. So these guys going against each other, it's going to be a tremendous chess match. These are NFL systems. They attack, they're aggressive, they put constant pressure on the opponent. It's going to be really fun to watch.
I know it's only late September, but for two teams with big-time expectations in the postseason, pretty major implications here. We'll see at the bottom of the hour.
All right, we look forward to the listen, too. All right, it's time to go on the field, presented by Genesis Motor America. Riley Leonard in the offense.
The first fall Saturday of the college football season brings a top 20 matchup to South Bend, as well as clouds and a little rain. Notre Dame and Louisville bring the September portion of their schedule to a close today here at Notre Dame Stadium. Lots of green. It is Irish Wear Green Day here in South Bend. The Irish have lost only once. The Cardinals are still perfect. Louisville arrives in South Bend for the third time ever, but for the very first time as the higher-ranked opponent in this matchup. They have yet to lose to this season. Marcus Freeman and the Irish make the jump from the MAC last weekend to the ACC today. With a mist coming down, here come the Irish. comes in with wins over Austin Peay, Jacksonville State, and Georgia Tech. Notre Dame awaits. Zora Stevenson with Notre Dame head coach Marcus Freeman.
Coach, you said your guys came into this week motivated. What did your team show you that they're ready?
The week of prep has been extraordinary. They've prepared the right way. They've learned from the valuable lessons you learned from the game, from practice, from last year's game. They're ready to roll.
Your defense has stood out all season long. What are they up against in this Louisville offense?
We've got a great challenge. An offense that wants to run the ball, create explosive plays. So we know the challenge we have ahead of us, but I'm confident our guys get ready to roll.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Zora, Coach, thank you. And for a September game, it's as pivotal as it gets. Two teams with postseason expectations square off today here in South Bend. Louisville, Notre Dame, and a little bit of rain next. Rain started to fall within the last 15 minutes here in South Bend. The clouds have been with us since early yesterday. Mild temperatures. We don't expect weather in terms of lightning to come in. Could be wet throughout the day on Irish wear green afternoon. Kicking off for Louisville is also their field goal kicker, Brock Travelstead, the veteran. He was good against Notre Dame last year in a huge Cardinal win on the road. You don't get that many of these. Only 3 matchups today present top 20 teams against each other. Jaden Harrison back to receive. We've got one of them right here in South Bend. Louisville, Notre Dame, underway. From the 10 across the 15 and out to the 23. Fumble! Notre Dame fumbled the opening kickoff. Aeneas Williams, the freshman, put it on the turf, and Louisville has it.